Yo, what is up, guys? It is Hackme back with another trade recap. As always, let's talk about what our plan was for the day and how we executed and had an amazing day. We caught 75 points, an amazing trade, 5.4 RR. That ended up being over a 200-point move because of a Trump pump. Absolutely insane. You know, a deal with Iran, not a deal. You know, just back and forth, whatever. Honestly, my long-term points ripping. We're cooking every day. You know, God bless. That's really all I can say. God bless. So let's talk about our plan. And then let's break this down. So into today, I was obviously bullish. Everybody was pretty bullish, just based on market structure, and I'll show you in a second. Focusing patience and precision. Wanted to take it slow. The daily candle manipulated strongly into my key marked out area lower overnight. And after this major sweep, we probably are more inclined to trend back towards the highs, right? That's just understanding the market was not necessarily in a discount at that stage, but we retested an area. You can see on the daily here, we retested an area with obviously volume absorption. Obviously, you have all these wicks here. You have this volume here. You get the breakthrough. You retest it. You manipulate it. Probably try to rip back towards all-time highs now. We did that. And again, just kind of waiting for the criteria and also trading for tomorrow. Not forcing, just being smart. This was also trading into an hourly gap. We did just take out Asia high into open. So I wanted to see manipulation of this medium of this range, which I will show you in a second. And then, I will show you the trade. So pretty dope. Went pretty well with a higher time frame here. So my main thing that I'm really stressing today, guys, and again, you guys are going to see I have my trendline liquidity drawn out here to the highs. I just want to start off by showing you guys this, because if you guys can understand this, this is going to be, pretty easy to understand from here. If you can understand kind of that this is how we went about it. So again, I'm going to go to the hourly here, and I'm just going to show you, right, this is our range. So this is our range on the hourly. On the hourly, you have a clear breakout here, right? This is a clear breakout. If we're going to confirm this breakout, there is an area that we need to retest and bounce out of with confidence. And this is going to be our discount level. It's going to be right from here to about all of this volume here. So if you look, that's from about 30,000 down to about 924. You get a little more precise, just go to the bottom of that 9 o'clock candle here on the hourly. You're going to see that this is kind of the area that I already was focusing all morning. And you can go off this liquidity as well, right? This whole area was my focus for the morning. If I could narrow down a range in here as to where I wanted to see the market hold and then nuke out of to confirm that we were breaking out, it was going to be this discount area from about basically 30,000 down to about 29,940. Now you guys will see the 0.5 of that is about 29,966 just off the way I drew it here. And you guys are going to see the entry on the trade we took today. Move this over so you can see. The entry that we took on the trade today, 29,973. So I want you guys to understand, we use this higher time frame knowledge, trading down to the VWAP and looking to bounce off of it. And again, this was not a clean 5-minute day. I mean, the 5-minute just was simply not clean today. You had your manipulation, that was nice. The dump down was nice, but the structure to actually break out of here on the 2-minute, 5-minute was not clean. We were very choppy, we were rejecting, we were showing volume, but we weren't making the move. Right, if you're trading the VWAP here on the 5-minute, you're very confused. You're very confused. But we did inverse this 5-minute. That's where we started to make that move, right? We inversed this 5 minutes. We had double 5-minute inverses at the lows. The 15-minute, 30-minute looked a lot better when it comes to the VWAP, right? So we get the VWAP crossing over the EMAs, right? Again, after we got Asia high, we should manipulate back into the internal range, right? Provide a discount for us to then long out of. I literally said to my community 2 or 3 times today, longing out of this 960, 970 area, the market is in such a discount here. I really don't even see a way that we even retest London lows back to like the 29,890s. I'm already have the psychological understanding that this is a discount, right? From this sweep on liquidity, right? Sweep this draw, come back down, trade into the discount, which also lines up with the VWAP, back-to-back 5-minute inverses. And then we also got confirmation on the 2-minute and the 1-minute of our trendline liquidity continuing to hold, right? Staircasing. Look at this staircase, guys. Look at how this is just holding perfectly. So once we form all of this structure, we were in our entry for small size during this. We did shave some off. Then we came back, actually set up our correct entry, added a little more size on, added a few more micros on, and we caught this long. We stuck through it, right? Trendline liquidity was holding. We didn't even get more manipulation. My stop was originally about here for 3.3R, and then we just raised it. But it sat here as we actually added our size in our final position. When we got to our final position sizing of about 5 to 6 micros, that was the sizing. I was on 2 at one point up here. As we traded back lower, I was not happy. I shaved to 2, and then I saw more 30-second, 1-minute confirmation. I also started to see more buying came in, and I did up my size back up, and yeah, we caught a great piece. 75 points. Again, you could have easily targeted these highs, right? This all happened very fast. This was my target. I was actually, just happy to TP there. But yeah, we got this Trump candle, and again, if I didn't if I didn't have the order in, we'd probably be up upwards of 10, 15K today, just based off of how we moved. That's a 200-point move. But we caught 75 points of it. An amazing trade, right? But there's one thing that I want to drive home and get you guys to understand. I explained the VWAP, right? I explained the manipulation. Look how good the VWAP 30-minute manipulation looked into this discount, right? Both candles close above above both EMAs and the VWAP, right? Close right on them. We just took off from there. 10 a.m. was all we needed. We just need a little volatility injection. Pretty basic day, right? Manipulate the highs at open. Great manipulation, right? Accumulate, manipulate, distribute back lower into the discount. Wait for structure, wait for your VWAP, wait for your confluences to check your boxes, and you long back up. It feels basic. In the moment, it was definitely not basic. Very, very choppy. Very bad PA. This volatility injection, 10 a.m., and then obviously the Trump pump definitely saved the trading day for a lot of people. I was long already, and I had a feeling we were going to hit TP no matter what, which is why I had a very conservative TP, because conviction plus conditions. I had conviction in the setup, but the conditions were not trading great, which is why I wasn't on a mini. I was just closer to 5-6 micros most of the day, and we caught this trade on 6 micros, like I said, and then trimmed some towards the highs, and obviously eventually got out full, and then we absolutely nuked. But yeah, I mean, we managed today pretty well, right? Understanding that conditions were not trading well. I wasn't going to take a mini on this, although I could have with how tight our risk was, but I was very happy with my sizing. It's a mid 4-figure day. Long-term port's doing good, so very, very happy about it. But I do want to drive home that point one more time of what I explained on the higher time frame, right? We had that daily manipulation lower, right? Asia session dumps. London trades a little higher. When Asia session dumps, NYAM usually should pump. Not always, but again, another confluence there coming into my bias today. And then, yeah, basically we just manipulate around this area for a little. Again, understanding where the discount area was based off of the manipulation near the VWAP. I use the VWAP, right? I can use this area as clear volume absorption. My order flow supports it. And yeah, and you just set yourself up to catch those longs. It literally got to a point when we were in this trade, guys, that I literally just leaned back and I said, all right, we're break even. I mean, this is insane risk reward, right? This trade, everything about this trade looks good. We were originally targeting to right back to this wick for about 47 points, and we dragged and ended up catching closer to about 70, 72, 75. So I don't know where it actually took me out, but we're up nicely. So very happy about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. I hope that made sense. I know it's a quicker one, but you guys have to understand about buying at a discount here. And really, again, I feel like I just want to say it again because of how important it is. How you find that discount level, and you find that through volume absorption, and you find it through, being suggested that this is your discount. This is the area that you want to trade back into, primarily off of the fact that we sweep this, manipulate it, and trade right back into this area. If you're not a VWAP trader, you might think we can still go as low as the 900, 880s, but this is why VWAP is such an essential part of my strategy, because it basically tells us where the market should slow down and where you should be able to look to hunt the reversal. You use standard deviation, right? On the 30-minute, once we get the 10 a.m. candle close or the 9:30 candle close, right? The standard deviation targets 2.5, 3, right? This was A+. We had 6 or 7 confluences, no joke. Like, this was basically the 6th one, confirming that when that 10 a.m. candle closed, our standard deviation targets were right towards this draw, right? Hypothetically, you could still be holding and still be a part of this, but I basically just targeted right to about the 1, right? I wasn't really happy about how price was trading. Basically just targeted like a round of retest of Asia high, not even. But yeah, overall great day. Maybe you could have made a little more. Maybe you could still be holding this on some accounts, right? But we get better every day. We're happy with what we made. We're blessed. Amazing executions, amazing trading day. The whole gang ate. A lot of gains in the community right now. If you want to get in the Discord, just send me a DM, Instagram, wherever. My DMs are always open. But basically, Instagram, best place to reach out to me. If you're interested, right, just hit me up. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to always DM me on Instagram, pick my brain about some thoughts. Love you guys. God bless. Peace.